Well, the Indian Diaspora Forum for Good conference brings together over 600 people from around the world and a variety of people from the Indian diaspora community around the world, 34 different countries, and who are very accomplished and doing a lot in a variety of fields. So the great thing about a conference like this is twofold. Number one, there is a lot of learning and sharing as people talk about what they're doing. Other people get ideas, etc. So there's a lot of learning and sharing. And in all of these fields, the challenge is always how do I scale up? Whatever I'm doing, whether it's in business or philanthropy or research, how do I get it up to the next level? So at a gathering like this, you meet other people who've been able to get their organizations up to the next level. So there's that learning. And then there's also the network effect. You meet with very interesting people. You start talking about how you can collaborate. This is what my organization is doing. This is what you're doing. And maybe by working together, we can do something even bigger. So a conference like this is very good from all of those perspectives. You expand your visions, your horizon, you hear from others who are doing things at a bigger scale. You learn, you make some great connections. So when you look at the Indian diaspora community, 32 million Indians all over the world who've been successful in business and investing and philanthropy and, a variety of other areas. And even though these people have left India, like myself, but your heart is always in India. We grew up in India, so you always think, and India is making a lot of progress. That's the wonderful thing. India is making a lot of progress, but there is still so much more to be done. So in whatever fields people are involved. So, there are venture capitalists in the US and Europe of Indian origin who have set up venture capital funds in India to help build the startup economy over here. There are business people working with companies overseas who now then set up operations in India and say, how do we improve things? There are philanthropists doing a lot of good work in India in healthcare, in education, women's empowerment, agriculture, and so on. So it's in a whole range of these fields that you see people having impact and helping India. And I think that if there were more collaboration that was able to happen, both within these diaspora communities, but as well as collaboration between the people with the diaspora, with people in India, then I think the results could go up to an even higher level. Sure. So I have a foundation that I started 10 years back. I've been working in the social sector for over 30 years with other social sector organizations. And 10 years back, I started a program in India in the primary healthcare space on how to improve primary health systems in underserved communities using innovation and technology. That's grown quite a bit, and we've worked with a variety of states and a variety of metro areas around India. And then 5 years ago, my brother and I, started a nonprofit artificial intelligence foundation in India. And the idea is how do we apply AI for social development? Because in the US, China, there's a lot happening in AI, but it's largely targeted towards commercial applications. And we feel India can become the global leader in AI for social development and set the example for the rest of the world. So whether it's in healthcare, so tuberculosis, as an example, is still the biggest infectious disease killer in the world. And the two big challenges in tuberculosis is number one, how to detect it early on and how to detect it easily. And the current methods of detecting tuberculosis are quite cumbersome. Our AI Institute has come up with a way of detecting TB from the sound of a cough into a phone. It's very challenging AI work, but that now makes it much easier to detect TB. So not only is now this solution starting to scale up in India, but the World Health Organization is telling us they would like to take this and start using it in Africa and other parts of the world. I think there are different applications of AI. If you take a look at the development of large language models, if you take a look at commercial applications of AI, yes, US is ahead, China is ahead, etc. But I think in the area of using AI to accelerate social development, no other country has really done anything. And I think with the work that India is doing and under the leadership of the Prime Minister, who's a big believer in the power of technology and AI to accelerate social development, I am absolutely convinced that India can become the global leader and the example on how to apply AI. I think we've made a lot of progress, and of course, there's more to be done. But I think we've made a lot of progress in a lot of areas. I mean, if you look at some basic indicators like infant mortality, maternal mortality, which used to be huge problems, well, that's been cut in half just in the last 20 years. That is amazing progress. So I think we're making a lot of progress. And now the issue is, can we accelerate that going forward using very powerful technologies like AI? I think they're focused on all the right things. Everything from infrastructure, which they've been doing a tremendous job on. They're giving focus to healthcare. They're giving focus to education. They're giving focus to agriculture, women's development. So I think they have a good program. And the issue is now, again, how do we accelerate this using these very, advanced technologies that are now being developed?